Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this the Adventures of the Red Bang Guild.
Pick up.
We do be there.
And last we left off, you adventurers, having spent weeks in Vassal, experiencing a lot in a fairly short amount of time, from getting caught up in a gang war to delving into a fungal forest, chasing down a lead on the shard of the Aesir staff.
Fungal forest.
Fighting terrible monstrosities along the way.
Fungal forest.
Upon your return, rescuing a small drakeling and meeting its mother, who rewarded you with treasures from her hoard. You narrowly avoided detection by the Seekers, who also found their way to the city.
Ah, those nerds.
You won an archery tournament, leading you to an introduction with the charismatic and chaotic Melody, with whom you became fast friends. You aided her acquaintances, Katuro and Mary, sailing south to the Tempest Islands, where you came face to face with a storm giant. You returned and were rewarded with an invitation to the prestigious Fête du Renouveau. You enjoyed the ball and the fine 7-course meal. You met Tristan Vernier-Broussard, whom you had promised Elizabeth you would help assassinate. You received a heartbreaking letter from Scarlet with news of the war in Caswin and recounting the horrors that she and you have been through. And not long after, Melody summoned you to her villa to enact her plan that she had been arranging in secret, having learned from you all she needed to know about the shards. She spirited Brecken and Vissa to the ancient site of an abandoned Aesir project far below the estate. In the end, after defeating her forged, you managed to make her see reason, and left the dungeon allies still. She gifted you a vessel, the Diamond Eye. And now, with it crewed and stocked, and with your new wagon stowed, you spoke to Elizabeth, who decided that pursuing Tristan right now would simply be too risky. And she did not wish to endanger the lives of her crew, knowing the danger of Tristan and his shadowy organization. So she decided that his end would come but another day. And with that, you said your goodbyes, shoved off the dock, unfurled the sails on the Larkspur, took to the high seas once again, her sister ship, the Diamond Eye, at her side. And as you set sail, you watched as the grand city of Vincennes dwindles in the distance behind you, the sound of its bustling harbor replaced with the familiar rush of waves as your vessel cuts through the deep blue waters of the South Atrian Sea. The air smells of salt, and the occasional high wave sends a burst of sea spray to spatter upon the deck. It's good to be back on the water again. And soon, the land vanishes altogether, and your two ships are all that can be seen in the endless blue. What do you do? It is morning time. By that time, a little after noon, I would say.
I looked over to, are any of these people near me?
Everyone's kind of milling around on the deck, doing their various tasks, still getting everything ready for the voyage as it begins.
The voyage.
Just dawned on me. Wonder what would have happened if we had insisted Brecken and Vissa go back to the Larkspur where we went and met with Tristan.
I think I did. And,
Yeah, and Brecken decided to stay. Said they would stay there.
Brecken, you see, comes up.
I thought about going back to the Larkspur, but then,
Yes.
I mean, I don't know what would have happened.
I wonder if she would have been bold enough to attack the Larkspur to try to take you.
Maybe
That's
she
a
wouldn't
thought.
have let them leave the estate.
it was my idea that just in case things broke bad during our meeting, that they go back to Larkspur.
Or her being as cunning as she is would probably wait for the next opportunity.
Perhaps. Just a thought. What if?
It's just occurred to me that the whole ball was just a distraction, wasn't it?
It seems so.
That was just her, so she could learn about the things that were us. Oh God, I can't believe I didn't see through it. She was just so funny and nice, you know.
Next time when we meet a new person, we should just kill them in advance.
Oh well, you would. Something like that, wouldn't you, Orit?
Obviously we can't, but it would just be easier.
not necessarily wrong.
How about we just never tell new people anything ever again?
Maybe not about the shards.
We could just not tell them anything
This is where
ever
Absolute
again.
retires. You meet my new character, kill him immediately.
Hey, new person, get out!
Next new character. What are we doing,
What's
guys?
what's the grand mission?
We're not telling you. You might betray us. We're in a Century Dungeon.
Introduction.
Can't be any dungeons out here on the sea. Or is there?
We are not going to see.
If you drive to the ocean floor and look around, it's possible that there's something down there. There's all sorts of weird stuff down in the oceans, you know.
Abandoned easy facilities buried under the ocean, miles of ocean, to hide their secrets.
All the stuff these are up to, I wouldn't be surprised if there was a lot of things around buried deeply, but
They could travel between worlds.
there.
What's an ocean?
I don't think they could be it though.
Well, they got here somehow.
Well, that's true. I mean, they could, but then what were the gates for then under there? What were the rings for?
Yeah, that's true.
They look like big link rings, like those small ones you have.
Is it one of our... One of the worlds was called the World of the Endless Sea.
It was indeed.
Or maybe there is a planet where it's just one. I wonder if maybe they did all their underwater stuff there.
Of course, the idea of an underwater facility would be to hide it from someone, but who would they be hiding it from? Certainly not us.
Actually, Brecken wasn't there. What world of the endless sea? What's that?
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
did we not tell you about all that?
Sorry.
About the what?
Come here. This is spicy stuff. Give big to me, and I'll reach into the bag and pull out the
Midria sphere.
yeah.
I think I have to. Oh no, we did put it in there.
You would put it, yeah, you put it in the bag of holding.
Here, Brecken, wrap your mind around this thing.
He takes the Midria sphere.
Oh, you probably need all of the notes as well.
What do I do with this?
You should just kind of toss it in front of you. I think that's accurate.
Is it? I thought his was water, but Mir wouldn't know.
And immediately as he releases the orbit and projects the star map, even in bright daylight, it's easily seen, and all of the planets begin to rotate and orbit around the center.
We're just doing this on the deck.
Yeah, you were right on that. And as this projection shoots out of the orb, then everybody instantly sees it, begins to gather around and marvel at it. Wow, what about that?
I
Yes.
think this one's us. No, the wrong planet.
Brecken,
See, because it is like
Brecken seems to comprehend quickly what this is.
this shape looks like Kizavin. Complete wrong planet.
Well, absolutely. What about that one right there? As it
I am sorry, it is this one though. Like standing upwards and charming in front of everyone, like preaching my gospel of how this one is Caswin.
and Brecken seems to accidentally pull the one, pull Cirrus up. Ooh. And it
Yeah, it does thing.
enlarges and begins to rotate there.
Oh,
Oh, Rubble, you see, look, there's Caswin.
our
Hey,
navigator
Professor.
is going to have a fit.
There's two planets that look exactly the same.
And yeah, within
Interesting. That one also looks like Iris.
a couple seconds of this conversation
Cirrus.
occurring, you see Clara just push straight through the whole crowd
that's
that's beginning to press him upon this spectacle.
I think that's Cirrus.
Is that exactly?
A giant glowing map of everything.
Brecken, undo the thing.
Brecken goes, and Cirrus once again shrinks into the entire hollow map, once again rotating around the sun.
I start to try to explain.
Can I spend some time with you looking at this?
Yes.
Like a lot of time.
Yes.
Oh,
Perhaps you could do something for me. Remember that island we were looking for that we couldn't find on any map?
Yeah,
Perhaps if you, through your searching of this,
it's so pretty.
if you see it, let us know.
I'll give it back. I just want to take it to my room for one night.
Suppose that'd be okay. I kind of look at these guys.
Clara just takes it. Puts it in her cup. And like goes below decks. Well, I didn't really ask beyond, can I take it? And then
And
she
then she just took it.
just took it.
Took the silence as affirmation.
Yep.
I mean, it would make sense that the navigator would have most powerful map.
She said she'd give it back.
Where's she gonna go?
Yeah.
That was very.
Can't go anywhere.
So you found that down.
We found that there, and yes, so we
Well,
think
yeah.
other planets possibly, and
We
that
found
maybe the East came
lots
from.
of things in there that we just kind of absconded with, and hopefully Melody is fine with it.
I too would have really liked to look at. Maybe I'll go join Clara.
I'm sure you two nerds will have a good time.
It was really detailed. When you
We
brought
could,
Sirius down.
Mirwin has notes about it.
I have a book.
You found a what?
I found a book.
Alright,
You know how much I
also,
love books.
You three nerds go have fun with me.
Might I be able to see it?
Yes. I pull it out of the bag. It's the Tinker's Codex.
Oh.
My mind is saying the Tinker's Construct.
Yeah, but
Stop with your Minecraft.
it's not gonna go away.
You and your Minecraft.
Poor James.
We're all pre-release 2 was released.
I took one look at a mountain and then just noped out until I can explore the server.
I buzzed around in creative and looked at a few things.
Fine to do that.
I'm not going to lose interest. So.
I wanna explore it in survival.
You know what we're gonna need, James? In Operation Mole Man, we're gonna need tunnels between all the little Mole Man settlements.
Nick and I were already discussing stuff like this.
We are going to need, because
Dragon takes it and goes down below decks.
we're gonna have like a nice beginning city, but then he's gonna go off and build his dwarven stronghold somewhere else.
Gonna need a tunnel.
Yep. Sorry. Go ahead.
As you stand there for a few more minutes, just conversing, a voice in your head.
Crap.
This is Keskin, ally of Scarlet.
Yeah.
Balgud Castle has fallen.
Oh.
Siege of Black Rock begins. That's it.
Well.
Oh no.
Yeah. So is Mirwin still here? Mirwin and Brecken, or did they go back?
Yeah, Brecken went below decks with
Brecken
the,
went with the book. and
to
I'm still
mirror it
there.
over the Tinker's Tinker's Codex, but Mirwin, I imagine, remain.
Yeah.
I relay that information to these two.
Because, oh wait, no, Bu is from Eastern Caswin, right?
That's what I thought.
I
I
thought,
don't know things.
Oh, let's see if I.
in my brain, I had him placed in Western Caswin, but I think canonically he's from Eastern.
Yeah, I mean about here. He wouldn't be. He's not from west of Blackrock. So, but that means that Ozarkov has taken all the way up to. Then that is the capital of Caswin.
That's the capital.
Yep. Yep.
That's just wonderful.
It is now besieged.
Tits.
Mm-hmm.
The glorious tits. It is big. If you ever leave a message, otherwise I'm going to continue to eat spicy rice bowl.
No, yeah, I tell these two
Tits.
immediately.
Clea is not good.
Not good indeed.
Yep.
I suppose I should speak to.
Fun out of character. Kaskin. Remember him at all? It is Seth's cleric that we played one session with,
Oh!
who left to go meet with
That's why
Scarlet.
the accent.
He is he's a member of Red Lane. But his
Dorks
that's,
invented more New Zealand.
that's her character, her cleric friend who's there now under siege with her.
Interesting.
You now have. I was gonna say 3 PCs, but Scarlet isn't technically a PC.
Yeah. I mean, we do have 2 PCs there in the city under siege now. All right. Anyways, continue.
So I can respond to him without using. Okay.
Yeah, you can respond to Caskin right now. Yeah.
Without using a
25
slap.
words.
How many times can you say big glorious tits? Ah, darn it.
He could say it 8 times.
Thank you. Exactly.
What I do say is, oh crap.
Oh, I thought you were done.
I hope you and Scarlet are alive.
And you too, buddy.
Is there any way we can help?
Got 10 words left.
We found a 3rd shard.
Oh, Scarlet, love you. Babe.
Warm regards, Wareth.
Warm regards, Warren.
I was like, have a good day.
Thank you, come again.
Voice a second time. He sends once again. Only if you have any allies you could summon to our side. Otherwise, be safe, she says. Also, warm regards.
Melody?
You weirdo.
Be safe. See you guys soon.
She says, but he didn't say if B was still alive.
Melody would not really have reason to go fight in war, though she is great ally.
She has her own path to follow now.
Ada.
See if Pilgrim can do anything.
Pilgrim has bigger fish to fry, as do we.
Yes,
Going
if
to
we,
respond to that message?
if we take care of
You're
these.
gonna leave him on red.
There's not really a time limit. I would say a few minutes. You could have a few minutes of discussion before the time limit would be up.
You guys think of anything I should say back?
We'll keep eyes out. We'll keep our eyes out for allies to send your way.
Yeah, I guess. We'll keep our eyes open.
Anything non-committal? Anything non-committal? Da?
Brecken comes back about this point.
Look! It shows you how to make little tincture things.
I know.
What's going on? You guys look.
Oh,
You
Black
look-
Rock is under siege.
Oh, that's really, really bad.
Yes.
How did you find that out?
A ally of
Scroll.
Scarlet sent me a message.
It's are they all right?
As far as I can tell, at least Scarlet is alive. That's was all it was mentioned. Anything you want to relay to them before I send this last message?
I don't think there's anything that I didn't say that would make much difference. What did they say anything else?
I asked if there was anything they needed from us. They said not unless there was allies we could send their way.
Do we have any of those?
I don't think so. The only allies we have are on this boat. And the boat next to us.
We could do our holy duty and go fight in war.
We may be there one day. But at the moment, we've given our word to help.
Make an intelligence check.
At least I'm.
And you as well.
Oh, goodness gracious.
What did you roll?
It's a 4.
You big man.
You can't think of any other allies that you could possibly send.
Am I standing there? Can I?
You can make an intelligence,
I do ask these guys.
intelligence check if you like.
We could contact the Red Bane Guild itself. Maybe they've got some new recruits to send.
Do you want me to send you fools to the war?
Roll 5.
Oh, goodness.
You guys, I mean, you talk and you think, and you kind of come up with blanks on who might, anyone you know or who have interacted with that might be available to send to aid them.
I feel like there's somebody obviously we're missing. Oh well.
Did you send back?
We'll keep our eyes open if we. And best of luck to you.
Right, and there's no further contact from Kaskin.
Well, that's a right lot of.
I mean, they also know everybody in Redbane, so
Yeah,
They could contact Red Bane if they.
if they want. Yeah.
you think
But
they-
not that Red Bane has the numbers to send reinforcements.
Not on a scale like that.
No.
Hey, Brecken, do you know of anybody we could send?
the Giants.
I mean, we're not completely friendless. I'd say we've made friends in Kazwin, but they're all fighting in the war already. But we've been further north than that.
Furbolgs?
The Giants of Fairbolg. I don't know. We
I don't know
haven't.
if they'd want to commit themselves to something like that.
They're very hidden. I don't know. That's all I can think of. I don't know how feasible that is.
Weeks of journeying.
From the Isle of Giants to Blackrock, if they sailed. I mean, we know that they trade with orcs sometimes up there. At least the Giants do. The Firbolg almost never leave the Earth outright. But if they were to, they would be. Sieges like this can last
Years.
very, very long. Depends on how much food Blackrock has. Gozlikov may try to starve them out. And even that could take many months. They're probably entrenching fortifications around the city right now. All of the shanty towns around it are probably burnt. And everyone left is just holed up inside the walls. That's the sad reality of it. How long has it been since we've checked in with the Fairborg?
We haven't checked in with them at all since we left.
You haven't spoken to them with your...
I have not. I've been meaning to, but I
Well, that's about the only idea I have. We are a little low on allies.
still think about sending to the king, Wolfguard.
You were familiar with him.
I look at these guys. Does anyone think that'd be a good idea? Or would he just completely...
Well,
We did meet once the king of Wolfguard when we first set out. I could send a message to him, although I'm sure he's as aware of anything as we are.
well, a king of a city like that has made calculated risks and it's hard to say. But
If Melody were here, I'd probably ask her. She's more familiar with politics than I am.
Aye. weird as that sounds.
Yes, it is. Hmm.
He didn't hurt us.
No, but
I mean, it was bad and horrible, but
I go find Graziella.
She is lounging against the back gunwale of the ship, just watching you guys and keeping an eye on the Diamond Eye as you glide through the waters of the sea.
I go up to her.
Salve.
Back at you.
What's up?
I have a question.
See?
So, we recently learned, just a moment ago, that Blackrock is under siege.
By Vezlikov? I mean, obviously, by Vezlikov.
Yes.
Well, that is a bad bit of news, to put it very lightly.
Yes.
Titty-boo-boo.
We know people there who are fighting. We were trying to figure out some way to send help to them.
What way?
Anyway, honestly, nothing is coming to.
Are you suggesting we sail all the way up there?
No, I think that would put us in undue
Makes
danger,
sense.
and quite frankly, we have even more important things to take care of.
You are not wrong,
If someone was able to get a hold of, say, the King of Wolfgard, if you were able to speak to him, how would you convince him to aid Caswin?
If I were to
Listen, his order is why you are on my ship in the first place, but convincing a noble to do anything at all is a tall order. You could, I would, if I were to speak to him, I would, I don't know, try to appeal to his. You'd have to make it about him somehow.
Yes.
To be
that's what I
very
was
honest.
thinking.
Because if he, I don't care how much he likes you for what you did. I don't think he would commit forces to something that is frankly not threatening him directly right now.
And if Caswin falls, the next logical target is Wolfgard.
That may be true, but rulers are so short-sighted. And I know that they are shore their borders up. All of the coastal fortresses and the fleets have been summoned. He may feel that he is well protected. He may underestimate the threat of Aserovich. General Aserovich of Oslikov. You could always try, and it would cost you almost nothing, but I personally don't see it as an optimistic path.
No, thank you.
I wish I had better advice for you, but that is what I have found in my life.
What the heck? I'll do it.
You can try it.
You send to King Abelion Evanfall of Wolfgard. All right. What do you say?
Your Highness. We've only met once. My name is Wareth. I do not know if... Scratch the... No, I don't know if it's too late now, but...
I'll give you a mulligan on this one if you really want to, because
Would you have rehearsed?
Well, no,
it's
well,
kind of wordy.
it was getting kind of wordy, and I forgot I was on a limit there. Well, just the part where I said, "I don't know if you've heard." Or
I'm sure you've heard it is a little bit shorter, but
I'll say that...
Blackrock is under siege. If Caswin falls, many words is that now?
I have lost track. I made an accident. I made a little scribble
Okay.
thing.
Well then, okay, I'll just make it short. If Caswin falls, Wolfguard is the logical target.
Okay.
Please help or something.
You relay the message. Moment passes.
Warith. It is good to hear your voice again.
Be tracking my words.
I am apprised of the situation. Thank you again for saving my family. We shall see what happens.
Guess that's not entirely negative. I tell these guys what he replied. That's more optimistic, I suppose, than I anticipated. Let's see what happens.
At least it wasn't a no or a don't get out of my head or something.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was expecting. So.
Get out of my head.
You see that Valdemar and Marquez are standing nearby. Valdemar kind of pokes Marquez.
Ha! You could hire the rooks. Have this one. They do not have that kind of gold. You don't know anyone to talk to there anyway. But this one's got stories, you know. He's,
Fighting Ozlakov.
the rooks will fight whoever as long as you pay them exorbitant amount of gold.
Mercenaries. Swords for sale.
But if you do have 10, 20, 30,000 gold sitting around, feel free to
If I did, I
feel free
would
to contact them.
absolutely do that if I did. Oh well.
Well, it is good because we just took the 20 to 30,000 gold mission. We are going to go do that now.
We are we?
Valdemar's like, I don't believe you. What are you talking about?
Deception is like.
Make a deception
I
check.
just rolled a 13, which is like, it's right on the cusp of. Let's see, deception 18.
What? Was is this? What sort of mission?
Was ist das?
What is this? What sort of mission have we accepted?
I would also
Kasiana
like to
not
know.
told me anything about this.
It was a bad joke.
Are you pulling chain?
They pulled
Oh no,
my
I'm to this.
chin, but we'll see how much we get from
Oh, I thought, you got me there for a second. Make me see shiny coins in my eyes.
Ah, me as feel.
The day passes into evening, and tonight the weather is very calm. The wind is breezy and warm, and night passes. On your second day of journey, as you are beginning to take some food at the just kind of at your table down near your bunks, Clara comes and finds you. So, I have spent all night, I don't know if you can tell, but I've not slept at all. She does look pretty, bags under her eyes. She sets the Madria sphere down. I would love to look at it more, but I realise that we haven't actually discussed destination yet for where we're going right now.
Oh yes.
So we need to go to... You need to go to...
But,
But I've got maps, and she does take out a book of of some maps. So we've got, a couple of options, and we've just got to find a good place to drop you, so that you and Rosanna can make your way to the name of that town, which I really should remember because I'm the cartographer and the navigator, but
Renoir?
Renvar.
Renoir?
Yep. Renvar right there. You are just a day out of Vassal, so it's a decent bit of sailing down the south coast of Marino.
What's in here in this one?
That's halfling country, and partly Lernish. The coast in there it can be quite rough. Same deal with Nisea. It depends on where you land, but the closest point down here, yeah, it's known for some rough terrain. It's very cliffy, very, very cliffy. A lot of the halflings live in these little villages, these little fishing villages and hill villages in the part before it gets all rocky and bad. But that's the closest. So Nisea might be a little closer, but also I think it is more difficult terrain there. This one, I think that either point is probably only a day or two difference, but from what I know, the point here in Nisea is slightly rougher. Although the port itself up here is worse and has sort of reputation. So that's up to you, obviously.
You down to where you need to go, because you need to head south afterwards, if I remember correctly.
That also depends on what you would like to do, because you need to go down to Amberson to relocate Dishonest family.
Members?
So, Amberson right there. So, after you do whatever you need to do around Renvar, it's, do I bring them back the dangerous route or the longer but safer route? Because you would have to bring them back through the cliffy areas and whatever else you may find there, or you go through the more vast plains and make the long journey down to Amber Crossing.
Not only would we be bringing them back through difficult terrain, but also to possibly unpleasant port. Yes, unsafe.
Yes.
So the Larkspur would be their rather unsafe area waiting for us.
I mean, we can handle ourselves, but yeah, it could be a rough port.
I always go out and sit in the bay. Did you name your city Ambersong before I had a campaign?
I was thinking the
Oh,
same thing.
Amber Crossing.
Amber Crossing.
I keep saying Ambersong.
I was like,
Yours, no, yeah. The city's actually called Amber Crossing.
really? There's an Ambersong? Man, I did not mean to copy you, buddy. Okay, no, we're good. Well, you know.
So there's pros and there's cons. Obviously, as with anything. And you're the ones who will be making the journey, as also Drasana will. Maybe you should talk to Drasana about this. Also, I feel like I should let you know that we're going to be soon, in a few days, sailing a little group of islands about. I've read about just near the south coast of Morono. There, it's a place called Mortos. Here, look, and she's got her book. Flips to a page with a kind of a closer drawing of the South Atrian Sea, and you can see just off the coast of southern Morono, one island surrounded by an illustration of a few rocky outcroppings. This Mortos, Islas de Sombra, the Isles of Shadow, and if you look here,
Sounds ominous.
she points to a little block of text about it. And it says, a place of deep shadow and fear hides its treasure, the pillar of gold and death.
Intriguing and scary at the same time.
Monolith, face it.
Possibly.
So, there's that. We're going to be passing within probably a few miles of it, so just so you know.
Big pillar of glorious gold.
I have to pee.
Take a break. So yeah, it's up to you.
It is entirely up to you, Navigator. We have no preferences to the port. I'm sure we can handle ourselves in either port.
Well, we should talk to Drasana.
It's not up to me. I'm the navigator. I just tell you where you can go and where things are.
We will talk to Drasana as for said. But regardless, and I'll roll the ball back towards her until we get off.
Okay, I'll give it to you once you leave, but for now, I just.
If we have to use it, we'll come see you, and I'm sure you can tell us better than we could tell ourselves.
The lights it makes are just so pretty.
Duh.
Aren't they
They
so
are.
pretty?
Have you spent most of your time looking at Ceres, or have you spent your time looking at other planets?
It just shows each of them in so much detail. So beautiful. There are some of them that have features a lot like ours. And yet in the night sky they appear as only points of light. It's rather mind-blowing. But some of them just look like they have it just has one there, the one called Thulea. Just water. Was Thulea the endless sea one? Yeah. Just water. All over and just a few spotty landmasses.
What?
And one of them's like mostly mountains, and one of them looks like it's only clouds, and it's huge. And they all have moons. Really, I couldn't sleep. I was just looking at it all night.
Understandable.
I was stupid.
She picks it up and goes. The star map expands to fill the chamber. And you notice something strange about the Midria's sphere at this moment. That she releases it. It kind of it expands to fit the space. It was definitely larger when you were outside. Definitely larger in the dungeon itself. It kind of adjusts to wherever you are. Interestingly enough.
A smart sphere.
You can kind of somehow sense the boundaries of the room, the space it's in, and adjusts accordingly.
So by harvesting dead Yizid souls, they know when they're about to hit a wall, so they go. Ooh, Jasmine tea is really good at bringing up.
Well, perhaps we should go speak to Drasana.
She leaves and heads back to her part of the ship where she sleeps and begins to tap.
What kind of day is it?
Now it's
The next week or so that we're traveling, we're gonna have to go like peer underneath the door to see lights and be like, Clara, go to bed.
no, I can't. It's so pretty. It's in the morning now.
Okay.
By the time you finish talking to her, maybe 10:30, 11.
What?
I go.
Time to sleep? Actually, that's what I should. Maybe I should have not given that to her until she's had rest.
She's just spent a lot of time bored out of her mind in port. So she's rested.
Yes, I'm sure she was definitely not carousing around Vincent for weeks.
Oh yeah, there's that.
Nice.
Well, she's a attractive young girl. She can gallivant.
I go to find Drasana.
Drasana is actually in her bunk, kind of at the other end of the ship. You search for a couple of minutes, and she's just kind of sitting there, seemingly taking a break from activities, having sent everyone around on their morning duties around the upper deck of the ship. Orth, you're back.
I am.
So, we should probably talk.
Yes, I have a couple of questions for you.
Shoot.
First, do you think it would be better to land either in forget words.
If Mindic.
And this, basically, it's Nisea or Galrenon.
Yes.
And
And then do we bring them back there, or do we take them over land south?
I'm not sure. I mean, I've never been there, but I know about it. The ports, the landscape is very harsh in both places. it's pretty harsh. It's very cliff-like, and it gets up into these high fells before it descends into the plains of Estor. There's the main port in each is Amundid or Windy Down. Windy Down is the town in Nisea, and Amundid is a little bit of a rougher port in the Gilrenan side of that peninsula. So it would probably be difficult after we get them away from Renvar. It would probably be difficult to get them back down. It would be less safe, that's for sure, than going southward to across the plains to Ember Crossing. And I would certainly like to keep them safe, but again,
No, the whole point of this is to keep them safe.
and I suppose it would depend on exactly what we see and what happens on our way up through wherever we land to wherever we land to the Renvar.
So perhaps we should land in a safer port to begin with.
If we land in the safer port of Windy Down, that one's the safer port, but probably would have a more difficult rise.
Well, there's no point in going all that way and doing all that work only to come back. Yeah, leave trouble for the Larkspur in port, or to come back and have trouble when we get back.
It would be easier and cheaper for the Larkspur to sail south out of Windy Down to Ember Crossing and meet them there. For sure.
Alright then.
Thank you for agreeing to come with me. It's very kind of you three.
Of course.
Look,
I just hope that, well, when we get there before the pox takes them, well,
they should be able to do some good about it.
I hope so.
And also, there is something I'm searching for there, so we will see.
Well, I trust your abilities with handling sickness. I've seen you do some things, so I think that would be good to have you with me.
There is only so much I can do to make that work, I'm sure.
Get along, you two.
She started.
If your feud ends up killing my niece, I will slay both of you.
I
Fair
don't
enough.
doubt it.
And then we leave.
And Clara would have mentioned that. Let's see, where you would arrive at the. You will be passing by that island about 3 days out of Vincennes. And you are right now one whole day out. So
Somewhere in that drawer.
today and tomorrow, and then on the third day you would be nearing Mortos. Anyways, what do? You have the rest of the day. Anything you would wish to accomplish? What do you?
I exercise.
Right?
I also would like to speak to Graziella about our options.
As you exercise, make a strength check.
7.
You get it's good. I mean, you have a good workout. Your muscles are better each time. Each time you're working it out.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So Worth goes off into the hold, exercises where the horses in the cart are. Kind of get into the frame of it, do some pull-ups off of the top of the cart, and you're very tired after a little while. And the rest of you, anything you wish to do with your day?
gonna look at my book.
You spend some time in the Tinkerer's stop saying it. In the Tinkerer's Codex.
Codex.
In the Tinkerer's Codex. You kind of get out of a couple pairs of artisan's tools without Tinker's tools. Some of those that you found in the dungeon, and you read through it and kind of take some of your tools and some parts that you find around and mess around with some clockwork devices. I don't know if you make anything, but you experiment with a little bit with what you found in the book.
I'm going to try to make a music box.
Music box, right? You spend an hour. I believe it's an hour.
1 hour and 10 gold.
You sit down, table down below decks. 10 gold with the materials and your tinker's tools, and following some of the instructions on creation of small clockwork items from the Tinkerer's Codex, you manage to put together a small, partially made up of a couple of little panels of wood and a couple of panels of metal, and you arrange it according to the instructions, kind of in such a way that even with your limited experience, it comes out to be a little music box that, when you open the lid, it triggers a device, and the little wheels spin and conduct a simple melody.
Do I see her doing
What have you been doing with your day afterwards, after you finish your exercise? You come back up, I'll say after you come back up from the hold, you see Mirwen tinkering, this book open next to her, sets of tools and parts in front of her. And you see her holding up this little, almost finished box.
Interesting, Merriman. May I see it?
Smashes it on the ground.
She kind of
No.
Don't break it.
She kind of clicks the lid into place. Hands it to you,
It's a box.
Look at it. I open it.
and it plays this bling blong, 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 blong.
Interesting. So it has a mechanism can start when it opens. Yes. Could that mechanism be applied to other things? It's like a trap.
Probably.
Explosive device. Interesting. Here you go. Just thoughts.
Concerned DM face.
I don't know how to make those yet.
Yet. But you know how to make the trigger now.
Yes.
We could, in theory, if we needed to keep an entrance secure, we could.
We could send a present to Tristan.
Letter bombs.
I think there'd be a high risk of that happening before it gets there. But perhaps next time if we go back, we could gift him with something and then leave. Or trap a door, so when he opens the door, it triggers knives, spikes, explosions, fire.
Oh my.
Or it could even drop a alchemist fire.
Hey, Brecken, look what I made.
What?
Look.
Oh. That is lovely. You learned it from that book, Tara.
Yes, I did. Worth wants me to make it into a weapon so he can blow things up.
Well, of course he does. Well, of course he does.
Worth, no.
Oh no.
Oh no, Worth.
Vissa finds her way
Really?
down as well. As she hears you all kind of speaking about this, she wanders over. Oh, that's so cute!
Isn't it? It's so lovely.
Wow,
Plays a little tune.
you're so talented.
Thank you. I know how to follow directions.
You're very smart. You guys have a wonderful morning, afternoon. Anything else you wish to do with your day?
Read the Tome of Ralur Rael, meditate, check and recheck, oil, sharpen, do
basic maintenance on the sword and the armor, ritualistically donning it and doffing it, checking all, just like spit shining everything, including the cloak, making sure that everything is glorious.
You spend this time upkeeping your equipment. The steel of Nazranlock shines like a mirror, and the steel of your armor spotless and beautiful.
Brecken.
The rest as well.
So you heard Clara say we were coming up upon something that could be interesting.
I heard some mutterings of that conversation. What exactly are we coming up to? I think it's
Well,
an island, Mortos.
Yes.
That's what I heard.
Tower of Gold. Sounds like, to me at least, a face deal pillar.
That is a distinct possibility. How we're going to get close to this in a day or so, right?
Yes. Do we have any reason to go to it?
To a monolith?
Yes.
Well, you would be more of an authority on that than I. Monoliths are definitely important. You've had experiences at them. But it is, but I don't know. I'm sure that you would have some sort of experience if you went up and touched it, because that seems to be.
That seems to happen.
That seems to happen at all of them, and yeah, I don't know that, but you're the authority on it.
We're went through puberty. An experience.
And all of a sudden, I was a man. No.
Would there be any benefit to trying to gather some of it or take some of it? Crafting, I don't know, an artifact.
If we had a need, perhaps. I don't know if we do.
She's a metal worker.
Yes.
Do you think if you go up close and personal with a monolith, if it didn't, I don't know, immediately kill you, you could take some of it out, raw monolith face steel, I don't know, do something with it.
I don't know. I don't know how I would get a chunk of it out.
You all
You
have
need some tools.
greater experience with this face steel than I, but it seems that it would be bad idea to tinker with it. Because it is powerful stuff, the face steel that you all have.
Possibly.
Well, you have it too. Has she ever been in the presence of monolith?
I don't believe so. Also, she doesn't think she has face deal. It's all Raoul around.
I think that you should see it then. It's expanding one's perspective on the world is always good. And monoliths, I haven't seen one either, and I'm not itching to, but I wonder what Abs would think being in the presence of one of those things.
Well, I just want to know if we have a reason to go there. Is there anything that could possibly be there that could help us? And so the other monoliths that we've seen, one, there was a weird, creepy forest that almost killed Bio and I. And the wolves that tried to attack us with that weird tree thing. And the other one we went to get water. To
The
make
heart of the mountain, right?
Yes.
You told the Sultan.
But those cases, we had specific reason to be there. A need. Do we have a need to go to this at all? Or are we just putting ourselves in danger?
Well, I mean, ask yourself, have we found useful things at other heated sites? And the answer to that is definitely yes.
Of course. That's very true.
It's entirely possible that we did find something there.
We could find fancy, easy things. We could walk into a trap.
Well, for it to be a trap, someone would have to, set it.
I asked these two what they think.
If you want to go see our face steel monolith, the gold sounds glorious to me.
My vote is yes, just so you can tell me what Absolute does. Seeing that thing, you should touch it. Touch it and then see what happens to you. That'd be great.
You should come with us, Brecken.
You know, I wouldn't say no to that.
Imagine what could happen with your mind reaching out to a face steel.
I wouldn't mind seeing one of those in person.
You could show you something.
It sounds like quite a sight.
Or we could break down the barriers even further for that guy. And he can come and kill us.
That could happen too.
Never really know.
Okay.
The-
Well, we have a day or two.
The rest of the day goes by. Night falls. Night passes. The weather gets...
Clara, go to bed. Dum, 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 dum.
Oh God! I can't think. It's so pretty.
Open up.
You hear this?
Open up, Clara.
You open the little tiny door that leads to the little bunk where she's dropped the Madria sphere. What? Oh, sleeping. I should go sleeping.
Let me see that. Let me see that.
Take
for a
it
moment.
away. Take it away. I
Take
can't
it.
think.
Take it from her. You will sleep tonight.
Okay.
You can have
Going
this
to-
DFT in the morning.
Going to go to sleep. No, see, like, later. No. She's out like a light.
She is going to have Tetris dreams. You know that thing when you get a new experience in your life and that's all that you see, like images and flashes of that throughout your entire sleep?
Yes.
That is going to be her. Tetris dreams.
Tetris. Interesting.
That is the name of it.
Who is Tetris?
Because when the game came out, that was the first documented mass hysteria of people getting that so they named it after that. She is going to have Tetris dreams. I read that.
Alright, you go to bed and then the next day rises. You all rise and
Clara,
wake up.
did you sleep about on Mip? Did you just see
you dream
Mip
of
in
Mr.
your
Tetris?
dreams all night last night?
It's like spinning spheres just in my head.
Okay. Hit.
Maybe I need a break from it.
Perhaps. Let Brecken take a crack at it.
Just kidding, give it back.
I will be coming to get it at night time.
Okay, fair enough. Learning lots of things. These are the places I never knew of. He goes back and reclusively begins to study it again. And the day is yours. Anything you wish to accomplish?
I would like to speak to Graziella.
You find her, she's kind of roving about the deck a bit, doing a couple of chores. Hello. What?
Yes.
Good day.
Good day.
What can I do for you?
Clara's informed us of we'll be nearing what could possibly be Face Steel monolith.
She told me of Mortos.
Yes. At the other monoliths we've visited, there's been something of interest at each point. There could be something here that could help us. I think it's worth our time to at least check it out.
It would be, we can always pull up, let you take the boat off to the shore of it, and have a bit of a look around.
Sounds good to me.
I don't think the island is very big from what she said.
Good. Then we won't be able to get lost and spend all our time.
Well then, you go, we wait at the ship, and then once you are done, come back.
Okay.
Okay. No big deal. The
Goodbye.
should be reaching it tomorrow morning. She feels about her duties?
I go stand broodingly at this stem of the ship.
The prow.
Yes.
You stand, looking majestic. The coat flapping in the wind, the sea spray upon your face. It's invigorating.
And later I meditate on my doohickey.
You do indeed. Abs and Mirwin, anything you are accomplishing with your day?
Oh man.
I should meditate with my axe.
The axe? That is a good idea.
With my axe.
And bar.
Because I always forget I can do that.
Alright, that is very good. You meditate on the face steel rune that you and Valthus carved into the Blackwood runic axe. You feel, as always, when meditating upon this steel, that feeling of a conduit opening up and more power, more strength, more of a connection to that fey essence flow into you. You feel you may be on the verge of unlocking something even within yourself, of crossing over to the next level of understanding of how this unlocks your potential. And you finish your meditation. The day passes. The weather gets a little bit rough near the end of the afternoon. The ship rocks on some swells, but nothing too severe. Night falls and passes, and the new day dawns.
Then there's a morn. And an eve.
You wake, head up to the upper deck. Within about an hour, it's about 10 o'clock in the morning. Clara, come on, guys, come see, come. We're going to sail near it soon, and you can look at it. And Graziella personally is guiding the ship at the wheel, and you watch for a few minutes. And soon you do indeed see a landmass. It is a rocky island of not a great size. It is surrounded, not completely surrounded, but several jagged sea stacks rise around it. You can't quite see at the other side of the isle, but there are trees on it. It seems to come to a hill in the middle, sort of rising up in elevation as you get further in. And there is a distinct aura of this shadow around it. It almost looks like there is swirling smoke or ash. It gets visibly darker, like it's a cloudy day there, but not out here.
Elizabeth comes up from the bottom, the bunk of the ship with the tome of Raoul.
And looking at it, you all three get a distinctly different feeling. You recognize it, and you recognize it as well. It's stronger for you now than it was the previous time. And yes, it's the feeling that you have gotten in the presence of monoliths. And Absolute, it's an unfamiliar sensation to you, but it's a foreboding, but also something sort of inspiring about it.
I've got these new bookmarks of different colored ribbon coming out the bottom of the tome, and I'm holding it in my hand.
You kind of rack your mind for anything that Raoul may have written about
I was just gonna say,
things like this. Make a religion check.
what does Raoul O'Reilly tell you of this?
Well, I've definitely done research overnight. Ooh. 18.
In the words of R'hllor, and in the lore you have studied previously, you know that there are places in the world where the essence is stronger. They've never been described as pillars per se, but places of strength, places of greatness, places of primordial force. And you feel certain that you have come upon one of these places.
I've got some primordial force for you.
Right at the belt.
Find the grossest part of a man is the butt.
That's true. As you clutch the book to your chest, looking out over the Gunwell at this shadowy land, you feel certain that you've found one of these places.
New bookmarks.
What you got there, Absolus?
The
I decided to do some research last night. I am ready to go ashore.
You've gathered there along the Gunwell, along with all the rest of the crew, kind of looking at this phenomenon out there, a couple of miles off. Phenomena. I'll set in position for you to take the boat. If you do wish to go ashore,
Let's go.
Da.
be careful, you guys. I need you to come back and help me,
Yes.
But if you die, we will also take care of it, so. But don't die. Ideally.
Thanks. Bracken, are you coming with us?
Bracken.
Yes, I would like to come with.
I would like to come with as well.
I was wondering if that was going to happen.
Of course it's gonna happen.
I have 2 revivify spells, so no one else die, please.
Okay, you see, look at that place, Vissa. I don't mean to be, I am just God.
Just gotta grow up sometime.
I never had children. And now here I have one. And I love you very much. I know! That's why you don't want to let me do anything. Not anything. Just go on to the weird shadowy islands.
Surprise
And I
visit
trust
insane.
them, and I think that we'd be just fine. Oh.
You're rolling persuasion checks against yourself.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing.
I love when he argues with himself. It's hilarious.
Brecken's like, bring your spear. And
How many diamonds do I get?
you have 2. You did find an additional one in the dungeon. Okay. It'll be fine. Alright.
If Warith
Right.
and Brecken and Vissa goes down, who do we save?
Oh crap.
Right, let's get this underway then. I can't believe you talked me into this.
Do we save the plot devices or do we save Warith?
I don't even believe it.
For the characters.
Okay. You guys, you crane the boat out, lower it into the water. You 3, the whole party, along with Brecken and Vissa, get into the boat and make your way toward the Isle of Muertos.
I hit escape. I scroll down to save game. New save.
Quick save.
New save.
New save ultimate.
New
Yeah, that's a
save.
good idea.
You titled this one.
Bad decision. No.
What did we get ourselves into?
Panic button.
Oof. I keep forgetting to add those things to my...
Crap. Things are gonna happen, aren't they?
I'm just yeah. Well, okay. So you paddle your way through the water. The water was blue when you left the ship, and about a couple hundred feet from shore, it becomes blackish, almost. You kind of put your hand out through it. It's still clear water, but looking into it, it's so dark you can't even see beneath the surface an inch. and you make landfall. Sliding the boat up on the beach. The beach here is rough, rocky. You look about and the sky is dark like the grayest rainy day you have ever seen. The air is still and stagnant, and around you there is a murky, hanging, ever-present fog near the ground. You listen, and there is nearly no sound. The hush here is almost oppressive. You just barely hear the low rush of the waves behind you. You desperately wish for the cry of a bird or the chatter of a squirrel, but there is none. And so there you find yourself on the beach, standing among large craggy rocks scattered around a few hundred feet from the tree line. The elevation kind of goes up from here, and you see these bare, like, scraggly trees waiting for you, dark beyond them. What do you do? Okay, this is kind of stay in the middle-ish behind.
Yeah, what he said.
Bracken's got his short sword. Okay. You know, I've done a little bit of adventuring in my time. I'm not totally useless.
All right, let's move forward.
All right, you move forward through through the beach, and as you make your way further in,
Flipping through my book, finding Shield of Faith, and just preparing that.
you get, kind of get ready yourself for Shield of Faith. You make it past this line of bare, bony trees. You tread into an even deeper feeling, hush and dark.
Check for traps.
Make an investigation check. And who is going first, kind of helming this? As you plunge into the tree line, which of you is kind of taking point? Let's roll.
9.
You don't see any traps.
Back behind, just kind of watching the group.
I'll probably be in front.
All right, you take your up front. Make a survival check.
I'm so nervous. 11.
You wander for about an hour between what looks like a path and then turns out that it isn't, until you finally find this little semblance of a path. It's very narrow, and it gets to the point where the trees and bushes and everything they reach far enough in where they scrape your skin as you pass. And as you make your way further in, looking past these trees, every shadow is completely black. And off this small path you've found where the tangling bushes and trees are thick, it feels like you're looking into the heart of the night.
It's kind of spooky around here, isn't it?
This is very spooky. Wait, I regret this just a little bit.
I really,
This is very weird.
I wish I had prepared something else, honestly.
Even those of you with dark vision feels different when you look out there. It's your vision is not as clear as it would be normally. It's still quiet for another hour
I look for more bad things.
till you hear behind you
Crap.
this little sound. You spin and you see up from the trees, from these branches, several centipedes about 3 feet long. Take the opportunity,
Shield of Faith and Visa.
jump down on you. You immediately Shield of Faith Visa, and this glowing radiant energy begins to coalesce around her. And she goes, readying her spear. Roll initiative.
Thought they were going to be spiders there for a second.
No, actually.
Giant centipede.
Dork. Let's get some hexagons. Some hexagonals. Draw first with the thank you.
Got some hexagons for you, buddy.
You've got this dark forest
You're a dark
and narrow path opens up to about this wide at the widest. Dark,
Just color
dark
all
trees,
just black.
dark trees, all of this, and you've got this area that you're kind of in.
Chill out.
And
These are real people.
there's number 3.
Where's number 3?
Number 3.
Number 3. Number 4.
Number 9.
Where's number 3?
I don't know what it is.
Am I gonna have to reprint a 3?
Has to be around here someplace.
8, 9, 7, 6, 5, 4. I don't see no 3.
Wait, I found it.
Oh, you found it?
It's on the floor.
Okay, Carrie, you should. Can you reach that pluggy thing?
Or do you want
Kind
another
of arrange yourselves 3, and I will need 4
Yes, I
as well.
can.
As immediately what you see 4 of these, go ahead and arrange yourselves there. Oh, Bracken! I wish I had this as many. It broke at the feet. We'll have number 1 be Vissa. She would be kind of behind you guys.
An eye.
Irene.
I was.
You there? Okay. That's right. Muriel was in the front.
Worth closely behind her.
Worth closely behind. So we're arranged precisely like this. Where
Bracken's
first one,
gonna stand out being in blaze orange like that.
2 and 3
He's
and 4.
he's wearing Hunter's a high vis camo, yeah.
The bone-like branches are kind of all over you guys, and that's where they sort of come from, is skittering down the branches. 25 to 20. $20 to 15.
16.
What? No,
16.
16, 16.
that was him.
Oh, okay, you will throw out 16s? Okay, you guys will share an initiative turn and do coordinate that. So first is
That was 14.
Oh goodness.
Wow,
10 to 15? Or 20 to 20, 10 to 15.
14.
You know that one.
Okay. Up first initiative is 1 and 2. 1 drops from the trees right onto like your face, Absolith, and it's going to attempt to take a bite attack. Oh, yeah, he's not very strong, but that's
Good to know.
but it is a 21 to hit.
Yes.
You suffer 4 points of piercing damage, and you make a Constitution saving throw.
Sure. Oh, yeah, plus 10. 23.
Yep, you that easily saves. And you kind of brush it off to where it goes down onto your armor and misses with the. Well, it gives you a bite to the neck, but with the sheer force of will, you're able to push out any poison it might have inflicted on you. Number 2, where's number 2? Number 2 is going to take an attack on Bregan. It climbs onto like the back of his neck and but it rolls a natural 1 to hit. So
So it accidentally bites itself.
it tries to bite into it like its cloak and gets part of his leather, whatever that he's wearing. Then it is Mirwin and Absolith. Your turn, guys. Do split it up how you like.
What's your dexterity?
12.
We have the same dexterity. Rollies. 13.
7.
I go first.
Which one would you like? See, you're engaged with one. It is still kind of on your body.
My body.
It's on your face.
Oh, I really can't do that. Oh, that's too bad. I was gonna say because I have Metroid Dread on the brain, I want to just like reach my hand up and go pew, pew, with Sacred Flame, but I get disadvantage since it's a thing. So instead, I will take my sword and draw it, and as I draw it, I'm gonna like try to trim my nose hairs with it, and just
Sure.
kind of like.
All right, make an attack roll.
18.
That's a hit.
I believe that's an 18. Yep. Um, 9 points of damage.
9 points of damage. You pull the sword, and the blade just passes straight through it, bisecting it completely.
Really?
Yep. They do not have very many hit points.
Then I'm gonna roll over to 2, which is attacking Barkin, and do the same thing. 16.
16 hits.
6 points of damage as I just stab at it.
You get enough to slice legs a little bit with some of its many legs off one side, but not enough to kill it.
They must be tiny because they're many legs.
Ab, is that everything with your turn? Anything else?
No, that'll be it.
Anyone?
I'm going to rage. Because I'm angry. And then I'm going to attack number 4. With my axe.
Ready?
22 to hit.
That does hit. That is done.
13 points of damage.
Easily cleave it as it tries to drop from the branch. You catch it in a high swing and it's cut in half. Just splatters against the trees.
And then I will attack number 3.
You move up
Yeah.
and attack number 3 as this one is coming off of a rock, doing kind of a jump toward Brecken.
13.
13 hits.
Oh, yay. 13 hits.
Jeez.
12 points of damage.
And you wipe that one out as well with 2 quick swings that you go through. The first one, dash up and hack through the second one as it tries to jump toward Brecken.
I'm not gonna get to kill anything.
Not yet. You'll get to soon, I'm sure.
It is Brecken and Vissa's turn.
Gonna be one of those.
Vissa is going to go
Things.
first. She spins around and is going to take a stab at number 2. She just misses it. She kind of flails a little bit too much, trying to go forward with a thrust, but it like goes off the line just a little bit, misses before she can hit it.
Oh no.
all
I
she
just
can do.
thought
Your
of
turn.
something. If Brecken is Nick, then Vissa must be Amari.
That would technically be the relationship. And it's going to be Brecken next, who is going to take a short sword attack and kind of try to stab this thing as it goes. And he does hit.
We're gonna Vista go before fourth.
Yeah. Your roll is
14.
14. Yeah, they roll a 15. Both of them. So. Okay. Brecken deals. That's. Yeah, he skewers it and flips it upwards and kind of it flies off into the bushes somewhere. And all of them are dealt with for right now.
For right now, that means there's going to be more.
I lost concentration on Shield of Faith. So.
Okay.
I'm the only one who didn't even get to swing.
Maybe you can go first next time.
But
You walk a little bit.
well now, we know what the deal is. Everyone prepare to strike at movement.
Okay, so you guys, you start to form a little bit of a protective circle with the stronger ones on the outside, and Brecken and Vissa more on the inside, still holding their weapons at the ready.
I was gonna say, how can me and Absolith make a circle around the other three?
I was waiting for Ian to put Worth right in the middle.
But you begin to move more as a unit. Are you holding actions?
Sure, I am prepared to strike.
I am not, because there could be something not trying to kill us. But I am. I do have my sword unsheathed.
If something looks aggressive, I'm gonna strike at it.
Okay.
That is the action that I'm holding.
So I'll have an attack held for you. Move further on. We'll keep the map the same, though you move for a few minutes. Noise in the bushes, and from above, one drops toward Wareth. Are you, how quick? Yeah, I'll say you're within range. Make an attack roll. You see one drop. Make an attack roll.
Me?
Yep, you see it begin to launch itself at Wareth.
Like in the high 20s.
Okay, yeah.
I rolled an 18 this +7. 9.
9 points of damage. That deals with it. You cut it just as a few inches above Wareth's head.
Well, I'm sure you're very pleased with yourself.
A little bit of spattering.
Good job. You got goo on me.
I am
Bug
pleased
juice.
with that.
A
But
little bit of bug juice.
you're playing. My head is just in Metroid space right now, and you're playing like Dread music. It's so good.
And following along with that one, you hear two more. One. I'll say one right at where Brecken is, and one right at where another one comes out of the bushes in front of Wareth. And at this point, it'll be a roll dexterity check for a soft initiative against these.
Are you gonna roll these against them?
Just roll initiative, why not?
You use the same initiative as before.
Yeah, let's just use. I've got it written down already. They will go. Since there are two of them, they will go. They will go first in the same initiative order that 1 and 2 went last time. So setting up 1 and 2. The first one's going to take an attack. Number 2 is going to take an attack at Wareth first. That's going to be
Means I still won't get to swing.
17 to hit.
I will use the thing, so I don't have to do that. So my AC goes up.
Defensive duelist.
Yeah, that's the one.
So it launches him just as it's about to strike. You get the blade of Invictus up and you kind of shove it off, and that's going to be its turn. Number 3, or number 1, sorry. Number 1 bite at Brecken.
If you're making a landlord, like a slumlord, would you change the name of your sword to Evictus?
Ha!
Evict you.
And this one misses Brecken. He gets out of the way of it just a little quick, accidentally making enough room for it to get closer to Vissa though. So it is Mirwan and Absolith, your turn. Let's say it's Wareth's turn since he's closer. And
And he didn't get to go last.
he didn't get to do it.
In the initiative.
I hold my turn and let Worth do his duty.
Duty.
Not right now, Worth. We have things to kill.
Since you're the one with the one engaged right there.
We
Hey,
assume
natural
that
20.
he
Alright.
does his duty. Does that just auto kill?
You'll take care of the one that's right.
14.
All right, yeah. You after pushing it off with Invictus, you quickly flip the sword around and skewer it to the ground. And then Mirwin, Abs, this one is squiddling right toward Vissa.
Sacred.
Dex save of 17, right? Me?
It's high. I don't remember where it's at.
I think you saved DC is 17.
Yep.
With a 7, it fails, and your radiant energy.
Use this more. My goodness.
Your radiant energy fries it. Rolls damage.
This many.
That's a lot of sacred flame guys.
Ka. Like twice as HP maximum.
Yeah, yep. So it evaporates.
Yeah.
It evaporates completely, not even leaving a trace that it was there. Just a nasty smell is all that's left of it.
Nice.
With that, you vanquish both of those.
Vanquish.
Well, they didn't get to poison anybody. Continuing.
Aw, so sad.
I literally have like 4 things in my kit to cancel out poison, and you.
You make your way further in. You sense you're getting closer to the center of the island. It goes uphill now. You can go ahead and erase everything under there. If you wouldn't mind. Now, you're treading uphill through this dense darkness. It's getting worse as you get up closer and closer to what must be your goal. Until you do see it. In a clearing. Every time like I say something, it's like, is it like summon a fart? If so, I'd think it as a compliment. Oh boy, I got a fart.
It's getting intense.
Upon a small hill, you see the monolith. Much like the others, rises some 60, 70 feet in the air. Looming above you. Its face steel is unshining, robbed of its luster in this place. This dull gold pillar. The clearing between the trees and the monolith, maybe 100 or so feet, and you enter it. The land is rockier and even less kind here. It's the dirt crunches beneath your feet, almost a desert-like crust somehow. What do you do?
Open up the dome.
Yeah, you get
One of the bookmarks that I have. Trace out a couple things.
you get a sense of awe from this.
I look around.
Sense Fey essence.
You sense Fey essence on it, and almost pass out from the reading, just like blinding almost.
It's stupid to do as like someone who knows what's going on, but it works for Absoluth because this
He
is
doesn't
like
know.
she's dumb.
Yeah. Worth knew because he's done that before and it wasn't pleasant.
And the sense of it is, it's so strong that you recoil, and,
Just drop it. Since it's concentration.
but absolutely an awe-inspiring feeling that you get.
It is overwhelming. Overwhelming to the senses. It is true conduit to Ralur, I feel.
So that it is a monolith.
That's it.
Is it in like?
Unbelievable.
Is it just coming up from the ground? Is there a pool of
And
water?
it's just coming up from the ground. This one, kind of, the hill is not high, but it's a small rise in the earth, and it's coming straight out of that. No pool or anything else like that this time. No.
I'll walk up towards it, looking around for bad things.
Yeah. Are
Make
there
a
any?
perception check, everyone, if you like to, as you enter and walk towards it.
Well, that works for
21.
17.
Worth, you walk a little bit first. You kind of walk up there first. As you get closer, you realize something is very wrong.
Something is very wrong.
Something is happening, and it's happening right now, and you're the first one to see it. You see this sort of shining thread in the air.
Bad things are happening.
You feel it, a sort of oscillating energy, almost this vibration in the air, and then you see it, and you all see it. A rift opening kind of from a central point and expanding, and it widens, opening into what looks like a tear right in space, like ripped fabric. And its edges, the borders of this wound, they shimmer and shine with a white light. But beyond its horizon, there is nothing but ink blackness, and it feels immense, vast, near infinite, like you were looking into an entire universe, a plane of existence all its own, separate, and yet here, this plane and yours meet with this incomprehensible gate. And despite its immensity of it, all is still within.
Can this a run?
Until
Right, now we let the guy
you
out.
perceive a vague form shifting in the void. It treads closer, and you see it.
You guys are freaking out about this?
Gaining
Mhm.
solidity.
Can I dispel magic?
Do you have that?
Yeah.
Read that out to me.
Choose any one creature, object, or magical effect, fey effect, within range. Any spell of 3rd level or lower on the target ends. For each spell of 4th level or higher on the target, make an ability check using your spellcasting ability. The DC equals 10 plus the spell's level. On a successful check, the spells end. So, whatever you would deem this as, I would have to roll above that.
I would say it's
I mean,
what was used to create this. This is the one artificially created by Sholane. 9th level. So that would be
I mean, if you are freaking out, that was the other thing that I took was
Well-
from Ryle's book is
you are still, this is all kind of happening as you are watching, and it's only in a few seconds, and you are still watching as this, you are still seeing as this figure begins to tread closer. You're not seeing it as a figure yet. It's just something, but it starts to gain solidity, like shadows coalescing. But then you do see a wraith-like figure, just humanoid.
it is not from Ralur. Do I do something about this? And I'm flipping to another part.
You have a few seconds.
Brecken Vissa, run!
Come on, Vessel, let's go! They turn and go.
Kill it!
Okay, then I'm gonna.
And because of a special circumstance, he is going to make a roll as well. But the DC for a 9th level, dispelling 9th level, would be
That would be 10 plus 9, so I'd have to
Okay.
roll above 19,
so the DC is 19.
which means that I have to roll on this dice 15 or higher.
Oh yeah. Wait, hold on.
Is it
I gotta look up something real quick.
There's a 25% chance that this works, and a 75% chance that I just lost a Revivify for us.
Crap.
I still have another one. One of us can die.
In the process. What level is this?
This third.
A third level?
But
You
if
can
it's
certainly try, kind of.
the flavor text on it is, if it is above a 4th level,
Can he do this?
I have to make a roll and roll above the DC, which is 10 plus the spell level.
But what you are casting is third level.
If he's counterspelling it, then
I gotta look into his stat block real quick.
pretty much it just ends, and I don't get to do it.
We're all gonna die
I
right
gotta
now.
look into his stat block.
Regardless.
You do cast this, right? Counterspell.
Mm,
Spells of third level and lower, it fails. It has no effect. You attempt this, and it is the energy that you would normally summon and that would work to make effects like this go away. Just you release the energy, but nothing happens at all. It's a terrifying sensation. It's a powerless sensation.
No, you don't have to describe it. I'm feeling it, buddy.
And then this humanoid wraith-like figure, clad seemingly in wrappings, perhaps what was once more sturdy clothing reduced to scraps, almost looking like bandages, hanging from its form, and its appearance is like a shimmering star field somehow. It is
Right.
difficult to describe. Strangely lit from an imperceptible source, this twilight figure. And I forgot to take a screenshot of it, so I'm just going to...
Do I do it again?
No.
Mm-mm.
Let's just see what happens.
If we back up, do you think it'll close?
No.
Maybe we stepped on a trigger.
And within the portal, as it moves closer, you see a figure that looks a lot like that. With the lighting in this void shape. And it reaches out toward you. And from it, you feel a complete and total awe and an undeniable dread of this personage of indomitable power and pure purpose. You feel the urge to shrink back from it, to fall to your knees just to anchor yourself to the ground. It reaches a hand out and speaks. There you are, the Shard Bearers. I am glad to see your faces at last.
Makes one of us.
I owe you great thanks. You have assisted me greatly. How to say it again? I've spent long trying to break down the walls of this prison to no avail. This weekend on its own, of course, enough for my allies to escape, but still I remained, waiting. But you have done me such a service. And it continues to widen, though he is still beyond its event horizon. He is closer and closer.
I shoot him with my bow.
Do I
crossbow.
cast it again?
At this point, it did no good. I don't think it'll work.
How many dispels could the person have?
So, he speaks, still speaking. So long have I spent locked away, wasting in my isolation. How sweet it is at last to be on the very cusp of finishing my labor. The sins of these, it shall be washed away. And his hand, you see, kind of starts to, the shadow starts to stretch at it. It bursts through and he follows. He exits the shattered plane of Sholane and enters once again the mortal plane. And now that starry form kind of fades and you see a gaunt humanoid figure, but with the gray skin and those swept back ears of the Aesid. He is thin though, pale and weakened, but still with the sense of this pure power. He smiles. The air is so much purer here. He studies your faces. He looks back and you see that Breck and Vissa have stopped and are just watching, kind of enraptured with his presence. You know, he says, Shardbearers, it need not come to war between us. My followers and those who align themselves with you.
Go back from where you came. You will only cause more harm.
He studies your faces and he looks almost sad. And he sighs. I'll not bother offering you an olive branch. Join me in all that. And I mean, you would slap it from my hand. I truly wish to have no further conflict with you. But I can see it in your eyes that it is not to be.
What is your goal?
Have they not spoken to you of it?
I want to hear your words, not what is hearsay.
My friend has been helping you, has he not? Ildan. It is sad how he has simply accepted it. Now, embraced it. You know, Ildan once worked toward the same purpose as I. And it is sad that he's given up the cause. All of the hurt that the Isid have wrought, the stain that they left on this world, not just this world, but you wouldn't know of that. The Isid have left nothing but pain and ruin and twisting of the natural order everywhere that they have gone, everywhere that they have played God. I hope that Ezrean is a smoking ruin, and I have a feeling that it is. But now this final thing that is within my power I must accomplish. To wipe out the final sin of the Isid and restore the order of the world.
And that wiping out of sin will that also wipe out life.
No,
The life that it is become of.
it will wipe out much of it. But what returns will be the planet as we found it when we came here. We changed it so much, and in perversion, such perversion of the natural order, I will undo it, and it will be as if we never came.
I do not disagree that the Isid cause much harm, but you will only continue to cause harm. You're continuing the same tradition that your forebears.
I know that I cannot argue philosophy with those who think that they are so right, who are so assured of their righteousness. And I will not try. He looks to have a sudden realization on his face. What is that? What is that? How could it be?
Does he look tangible?
He is tangible. He's a physical form right before you. Is the form, that strange form you saw within the void, has come out. He says, "Could it be? Is she?" He looks inquisitively at each of you. Is she near? Is she near?
I will
My
reach under my cloak.
my jailer, my captor, my bane. Is she near? No.
It's long since.
No, her mortal form would have passed long ago. This must be. Yes, of course, her progeny is near.
I'll activate the ring and walk towards him, calming. So the ring is here under my cloak, and I'll calmingly walk towards. Thus.
It seems he looks past you.
Explain what you are meaning. And I'm going to slowly walk, getting up to him.
You firmly put yourself between himself and who he is looking at, which is Vissa.
Explain what you are meaning. We are still not aware of what you mean here.
He smiles. He says, "What most comforting to feel something so familiar upon my liberation."
I take out my.
Oh, you, of course. I am not out for revenge. Revenge is pointless.
What exactly is your intentions? I'm getting close.
You know, there's only one singular thing in all existence that I want, and I will get it. But now is not the time for that. He looks up toward the monolith.
I want to reach into my pocket and pull out my ring.
You're pulling out the link rings?
Mine's in my. I've made no attempt to go for mine, other than
You're just-
activating it.
Okay, you activated the link ring and you're just...
It's in my pocket. It's in my chest pocket.
What are you doing?
I cast Chaos Bolt at 4th level
Okay.
into the ring.
Into the ring. So it'll come out like right there.
Yep.
I was hoping you were gonna sneak attack, but that works too.
It's the most powerful thing I can do, I think.
So you pull the link ring out and... go ahead and...
No!
What did you do?
It's a 13.
That definitely does not hit.
Sneak.
Well,
would
up
be
you're far away.
parrying. Would maybe advantage because he doesn't know what's about to happen.
Surprise attack.
Sure. Surprise. Surprise attack. So
Roll a different
you
one.
get advantage for surprise.
No, that's not much better. I don't think that. I guess that's. Well, hold on. That's a 17.
17 does not hit.
Cheesy Pete's.
Of course, he probably has like a AC
You
of
loose
50.
this chaos blast, formless energy just shoots out of Absolute's pocket. But Rangaliath has already leaped up towards the. You were close to him, so I'll give you an attack of opportunity on him.
I would love that. Thank you.
I thought you were slightly further away, but whatever. It doesn't matter.
He leaps the distance up to the monolith and places one hand on it. Roll initiative.
Crap!
We're all gonna die.
You see, he touches it and begins. It looks like he's summoning power for something. $25 to 20.
Jesus Christ.
$25 to 20? 20 to 15? 15 to 10? Numbers?
14.
13.
And your roll.
6.
And Brigham and Vissa did have the presence of mind to stay back near the tree line, at least 100 feet away. So they are not right now in the battle area. Thank God.
Whose idea was it to put him here?
It is Rangaliath's turn. In the order.
Did we really like loose this fool, or did it just kind of?
Oh yeah, I need you to draw that.
The someone was like,
Yeah, let's say this is the
oh,
one
we should go.
right here.
Someone was like,
Where's let me have a boss token. We got one.
Someone was like, sure, Vissa, you could go with us.
Put it in our heads. Hey,
You start far back here, and they begin to cower behind the trees. The terror of the Shadowfell seemingly not nearly as prescient as the terror of Rangaliath, who is right here. And that'll be the monolith. He is just right up against it, hand to it, seemingly summoning power. And you are all fairly close around. So let's put that
Yeah,
right.
Absolute got like the heck up.
The hill around it is only about 6-7 feet of a rise, so it's not. I won't say it's difficult terrain to get up there.
Absolute
Wasn't Shadowfell the name of the... When we went to that one place?
In the heart of the mountain, it was already. It was also referred to as the Shadowfell.
Oh. I knew I had heard that before.
And no other things inside this area? That's a clearing. Okay.
Yep, it is clearing. First turn.
There's gonna be later actions.
As he
Yeah, legendary action.
begins to summon power for something, it looks like he's trying to last until he can do something. But he's going to cast Destructive Wave. He strikes the ground with the other hand as he is first in initiative. Burst of energy that ripples out. How definitely is? Are you guys 30? Are you guys right exactly there? 15, 20,
Sure, I don't know.
30 feet.
I assume. I mean, you were up pretty close to touch the thing. I don't know. How
Yeah, well,
far.
I would have moved back a little bit when the rift in space started opening up, but not much. I mean, I wouldn't be any further away than that. Probably.
Maybe you got up to be like.
Yeah.
Okay. I need everybody to make Constitution saving throws. As he strikes the ground with a fist, and there is this immense thunderous sound, and this wave of energy ripples outward from him. Save throws, please.
13.
18.
13 doesn't save. 18 does not save.
Bad.
Doesn't save. You all suffer 14 points of thunder damage and 17 points of necrotic damage. As this kind of black wave, first the thunder hits your chest, and then the energy of the burst just sucks life out of you, it feels like. And you are knocked prone. The force of it, the thunder especially, it's so great. You're knocked back. And that is Ringoliath's turn. Up next in initiative is Warth.
I stand up. Oh, yes.
No question.
Yes.
Oh,
I
yeah.
have my shield, so I can't be knocked prone.
Then you are not knocked prone. You feel yourself near to being knocked over by this thunderous energy, but you cower down behind the shield, dig its point into the ground, and while the others are shoved to their backs, you remain standing.
Stubby little mountain dwarf.
I'm low center of
Small
gravity.
boulder. Warth, you're up.
I stand up. Okay. Does that take my whole action or just my movement?
Half your movement.
Half my movement. Okay. I would like to shoot him.
Crossbow.
Yes. $22.
22 does it.
Yay.
I would hope so.
8 damage.
Well, it was nice knowing you all.
I'm already past half health.
You sink a bolt straight into his shoulder. So good it is to feel pain again.
Come down here. We can show you more.
Not yet. It's your turn.
So is he?
He is standing up there, making no movement other than keeping one hand on the monolith.
Okay, but I can reach him with. He's not like up.
No, it's about 6, 7 feet of a gentle-ish
Okay.
kind of rocky slope, but you can get up it without. I'll say it's not difficult terrain.
Okay, I'm gonna run up towards him and hit him with my axe. Enrage.
All right, you raged in an enraged frenzy. You charge him.
The first to hit was a 15.
15 does not hit.
And then, ew, 10.
10 misses as well. You take your 2 swift axe strikes at him, but even keeping the hand on the monolith, he dodges both of them and ching, ching. You strike the monolith with both strikes with your axe, and a couple of sparks go flying, but you're unable to hit. Anything else with your turn?
No, that's it.
Okay. Absolutely.
Second level guiding bolt.
From prone.
Well, stand up, move back 5 feet. I would have advantage, question mark, because Mirwin is
Yes.
carrying. Okay.
20 hits.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look at that tiny little baby.
We just need to get his hand off of that monster.
Ah, it's a lot of 1s and 2s. Um, 12 points of radiant damage, and it has a shimmering field around him as the next attack will have advantage.
You do strike with some of this burning energy up his chest. He cringes back as it burns, and this shimmering radiant field sparkles around him.
How much damage did you do? Do you remember?
I haven't done any damage yet.
Okay,
I
dude.
missed him. I forgot that I can re-roll a natural one. For, well, one time.
Okay, it is Rangalia's turn.
Do that once per short.
He's going to cast Mind Spike at 6th level.
Of course he is.
Straight at you, Mirwin.
Of course.
I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
You have plus 10 because I am within 10 feet of you.
Plus 10.
Plus 10. No. Plus 5.
24.
24 just saves.
Woo!
Jesus.
So he in his weakened form tries to send this lance of psychic energy at you, and you, with your strong mind, are just able to resist it. It hurts. It's painful, but you only take.
I only take.
I don't have enough d8s for this.
Gentlemen, it's been an honor to serve alongside you.
Tits.
Why did we come to this island? We're like, oh, well, we always find
'Cause
something good.
He put it in our
We always find something good on the island where we go where there isn't a bit.
Yeah, that came from him.
I know. Hey, Visa, you should come with us.
You only take 18 psychic damage.
Isn't that all?
That would have killed Worth.
And you can't become you cannot become hidden from him while you're on the same plane of existence. And that's going to be his turn.
Good.
Oh wait,
Can't
which
chop his arm off.
he can do
That's
that.
what I was thinking.
He can indeed do that. Okay,
Of course
you,
he can.
let's see, moves within space or starts its turn there. Reaction. question. Okay, that'll wait. Okay, continue with Worth's turn.
I shoot him again.
You have advantage on this.
Yeah.
This
You have multiple advantage.
27.
27 hits.
Pump all of that jazz. You have advantage.
Yes,
Roll again.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll again for.
Get that natural
for,
20, please.
nope, that did not happen. 7 points of regular damage. Sixteen points of neck attack.
When that fool's pulling out 30s and 40s, are 16 points of snack.
Yeah,
Don't
this
really,
is the only thing.
don't really feel that powerful.
Nope.
And yet, he looks like he's hurting, but not cowed by it. He is
He's a masochist.
thoroughly enjoying the fight. Finally being
Thousands of
free
years.
into his home dimension. Worth's turn, Mirwin.
What am I gonna do with my Mondays after this? Because we're all
Play another one.
Because we're all gonna be dead.
Can you chop his arm
I'm
off?
going to attempt to chop his arm off.
Attack roll.
Thought you couldn't do cold. Oh, I'm not gonna
Does
do
a
it.
21 hit?
21 does it.
Not something else. Uncalled shots.
11 points of damage.
I yell out, someone should tackle him. Grapple him and pull him away.
And then I'm gonna try to hit him again and it's a 20 to hit.
20 does it.
How much damage did you just do?
11.
Yep.
And then 9 points of damage.
No.
So 20 total.
Very good.
Did I cut his arm off?
Nope, but you do get. I mean, yeah, getting called shots for limbs are. But you do get like 1 and 2 axe strikes. It draws blood. It draws blood and you are causing him pain. But he's going to use his reaction to deal aura of terror as you are starting your turn within 10 feet.
Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on.
I think he wants you to hold on.
Okay. I can hold on. You can make a wisdom saving throw.
Face can make a wisdom saving throw.
Aura of courage. While you are conscious, you and friendly creatures within 10 feet of you can't be frightened.
He is not trying to frighten you.
Dang it.
That's just the name of the ability.
You also have a +5 to this ability, this save.
I'm good. 18.
18 does not save you. Just simply, it's kind of like Halo Spores. You do take just 14 psychic damage
Just
Just
14.
as this wave of fear washes over you from being in contact.
Would it be ridiculous to pull out the leather harness that I just bought, attach it to him, and pull him away like a dog in the dog park?
If you could get the harness on
Ridiculous
him.
is just what we need, I think, right now.
This is the second turn since we've started. 1, 2. This is near the bottom of the second turn. Okay. Is that with your turn?
That's it, yeah.
Okay. Absolutely.
Okay. I have a different thing that I'm going to do. I'm going to channel divinity.
Okay.
For Peerless Athlete. It's a bonus action. I gain the following benefits for 10 minutes. I have advantage on athletics and acrobatics checks. The amount I can carry, push, drag, and lift is doubled. The distance of your long and high jumps increases by 10 feet.
Okay.
Quickly flipping to a page of the tome that I did not have bookmarked, but finding it off of memory. I read a rite from Ralur Ryle. Center myself, casting Peerless, a channeling divinity of Ralur himself, putting away the tome, feeling the strength, and I am going to grab him and take him away from this crap. I have advantage on athletics and acrobatics, so athletics checks. And I am much stronger, so I'm hoping that this kind of grapple and pull away check will be enough. My strength is already pretty high.
Okay, so that would be an athletics check contested.
Yes.
Here we go.
Please tell me you rolled like a natural 20. Or 18.
Oh, that would be awesome.
20.
27.
No! What is this dude on? What kind of crystal method is he taking in his prison of I'm getting weak and frail like an old man?
The
That
shit,
he's an object.
even in his currently weakened form, he just rolled. He just rolled well. Even in his currently weakened form, you lock your arms around him, and he just grabs and pushes you back. This incredible strength from a currently frail being. It's incongruous how much power you feel from within his limbs as he shoves you back. And it is top initiative, Rengalioth. Once more, one hand to the monolith. Looks up. Each of you. Soon. And he casts teleport, and in an instant, in a puff of darkness, he is gone.
Son of an Ezid.
There should have been a sign or something saying,
BBEG here.
"BB, yeah, please don't enter this clearing.
You have
Stay away."
survived, but you lasted the 2 rounds you needed to summon the strength to cast teleport. And with that, Angeliath is freed. He's gone.
Warith,
I can't cast Sending. I've already used too many slots today.
I'm sure the pilgrim will be aware shortly, if he's not already.
What do you do?
I walk up to the monolith and touch it.
Touch it. Think quick. Or if you approach, touch the monolith, and you feel this burst of power, as you always do. Please roll a d100.
No, I should roll this D100 because the evil dice that. 69?
Nice.
Oh no. Yeah.
Nothing major happens, but as you feel this power surge, the small portions of your skin begin to form a stone-like crust. Just as a side effect, your AC does increase by 1 for the next 2 minutes.
Okay.
And besides that, you may choose 1 additional spell to learn from the list available to sorcerers at level 1, at your level. And whichever one it is, I will allow you to cast it with a slot. Right now, you can't. Right now you can't like click learn on an additional one since you're maxed out at your level, but yeah,
Just say it's there.
I will add it to
Okay.
something later, but it just won't take a charge.
Okay.
But I will take care of that later. And you guys watch as Worth just stone forming on his skin until he pulls back. And you're standing there around the monolith.
That's like 1,000-yard stare. Just not at Worth, just like in her own head.
Do you do?
I'm gonna look around to see if there's anything else.
You walk around, make an investigation check. I suppose my question should be: do you touch the monolith?
Well, while he's touching it, I'll look around.
Investigation check.
It's 19.
I mean, you see a bit of some scraps of the cloth that he came out wearing. You find sheared off and on the ground there are a few drops of blood. Other than that, there's not a lot here. Other than you see the rest of the Shadowfell, the similar kind of terrain that you came walking up. Those are the two the things that you find upon looking around the area.
Then I'll go up and touch the monolith.
You touch the monolith.
See what happens.
Mira's just like, eh.
And see what happens.
You feel like a shock straight up your arm and into your brain, and you feel you feel the rune on your axe begin to glow a little,
Ooh.
and the smite that the rune allowed you to cast before, the thunderous smite, it becomes more of a mind energy to it, and becomes staggering smite, which I will once again modify to your axe later.
Okay.
You can only cast it while you are raging, and that's it's a difference. It's unique to your axe. Normally, a barbarian could not cast it while raging, but with your rune, it does allow it to. And you can cast that once per long rest. Abs, you watch them both in turn have this experience with touching it. What do you do? Having this is you as you just watch it in awe.
I mean, Absolute was being Grump Girl and like went back to her book and was reading some stuff, going over what went wrong on that first on the spell. That kind of went over her head, so she's rereading that. And
Perhaps, Absolute, if you touch the monolith, it could help you make sense of what happened.
Come here, Absolute. It's fun.
Everybody's doing it.
Everybody's doing it. Go see what happens.
You understand that you are trying to peer pressure a very religious girl. I have been warned about this, she says. The Wotterblink puts the book away.
If you touch the monolith, it gives you more power.
My axe glowed. Did you see that?
That's right, we were here for that in when we
This is immediate connection with you and the monolith and the shards of Cometfell that you wear. They glow slightly as well. And it opens your potential even wider. And you learn one cantrip from the cleric list that you do not know. I will add it to the shards of Cometfell.
Dang poopin'.
As this actually did indeed deepen your connection with what you already know, though also opening your mind a little bit to possibilities beyond what you thought.
I motioned to Brecken and Vissa. He's gone.
You guys okay?
When you turn, you see Vissa is already up near you.
What are you doing?
That was very scary.
It was.
Yeah.
I was not expecting that.
He looked right at me.
Yes.
That was very scary.
I think he sensed you're a descendant of the person that imprisoned him.
Yeah, I was worried that that might come to bite me at some point. But she walks up, puts a hand to it.
This,
She winces back. Ouch.
You okay?
Yeah, I think so. Back stands next to Bracken again. Well. Oh no, I don't need to know anything that thing can tell me.
Very well. Suit yourself.
This is a game for people other than myself. Touching that thing.
Let's go back to the ship.
This was very eventful.
It was not the way it was supposed to go. We thought Fenyor was bad enough.
He was.
And he's his boss, right?
Yep.
Literally his manager.
We had the benefit of faces not being known, and now that is not so much a thing anymore. Our faces will be known.
He has seen all of us.
Yay.
Well, let's go. You leave the way you came. Fighting off several scorpions, whatever they are.
Centipedes.
Several giant centipedes on the way back. Not
Firing sacred flame, just
Firebolt.
firing firebolts and crossbow bolts. You make it back to the rowboat on the dark shore. You push off and you arrive back at the Larkspur feeling weighed down by what has occurred. You get back on deck. What do you do?
I informed Graziella of what happened.
How did that go? Find
Oh.
what you are looking for? You don't look so good, all of you.
No,
You look
quite
a
terrible.
little beat up. Fight some monsters.
The biggest, baddest evil monster.
Which one did that? Huh?
So you remember the bad guy that we've been worried about, Ivan Fenyor?
Yes, of course.
Apparently his boss was just released from some sort of...
Oh, you told me about this
Prison.
last time Pilgrim spoke to.
Yes.
Yeah.
He is escaped out.
Yes.
Completely out now.
Yes.
That is a couple of pieces of very bad news we have received in a very short amount of time.
Yeah.
Yes.
First guy's winning on these. What happened? Did you... what happened with him? He broke out and ran away?
He broke out, we hit him with everything we had, and then he just teleported away.
What do we do?
We continue. That's all we can do. Hopefully we should finish before he's strong enough to wipe us all out.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we can hope that. Get us underway.
If only I had convinced him to put on a stylish bracelet and then touch the. And then we would have activated the other one, which would separate his arm and.
Sure.
Here, have this bracelet as your.
In this backpack.
Welcome out of prison.
I do need a new backpack.
I brought you a little gift. In this backpack. So, as Graziella commands it, Larkspur once again gets underway. You have a little bit of time left in the day. It's in the afternoon now. You glide through the waters.
I was looking at cantrips, and this one looked really good until I saw what makes it not so good.
And anything you wish to do with the remainder of your day?
I'm gonna sit on my bunk and stare at the wall.
And contemplate my failures.
Your bumpkin?
Yeah, you
Bunk and
you
stare at the
and-
wall.
I'm gonna sit on my bumpkin.
and
Shit on my bumpkin.
brood a little bit.
Absolute does a lot of reading. Goes introspective and does reading.
Worth anything with the rest of your day in particular?
Nope.
Bracken reads as well. This seems to have been drained by the experience. Find herself asleep soon. And with that, the day ends. Night passes fitfully for most of you.
Mm.
But you awake. And as you awake, make your way to the deck. Is there anything you're doing in the morning?
I suppose I'll exercise.
Make a strength check.
Nine.
You exercise. Push ups, pull ups with the beam of the cart. Some planks, you know. You get a good workout. Brisk morning workout. You guys?
Reading and meditating.
Eventually, you find your way to the deck. The day begins cooler and windier than the previous. You have, even though you've moved on, you still feel a lingering of the Shadowfell where you were the previous day, and the sky here now is ash gray. And within an hour, the clouds begin to churn. The water waves become a bit choppy, and your vessel your vessels continue. The Larkspur and off to the starboard side of the Diamond Eye, until you become aware of a wall cloud.
Great.
You see above you and ahead this monster of gray and black. You're bringing a sickly yellow tint to the sky. It looks like it goes on forever, stretching from horizon to horizon. You are headed right for it, and it for you, though it is some miles off. As the wind picks up, the waves get higher. The Larkspur rocks and tilts as the swells take it up and down again. And though the wall cloud is distance away, you feel the foreboding of what may be beyond it, and the distance is closing alarmingly fast. And that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
I was about to say I should have done sending the pilgrim.